Hi, I'm Dan Griffin with Red Rock Energy Partners, and I'm here to explain the attachment to this email, which is an Excel spreadsheet, and we provided it in two different forms within the same Excel spreadsheet. One is in graph form, and the other shows the data down below to help you understand your check a little bit better. There have been some questions over what's happened to production on a well and why is my check so low, and I think this does a good job of showing you the direct correlation between price and production and expenses and how that affects your check. Now, when you click on the Excel spreadsheet that's attached to this email, it'll bring up the form here that I have demonstrated. And in this form, you'll see the title of each page up here. So this one is the average of all of our wells combined. And if you look down below here, we've got different tabs. This one, of course, is the average chart. Then we've got Gyro 1, Gyro 2, Gyro 3, Gyro 4, RASCO. So every one of our wells has its own tab down below here. Now, the way this graph works is off the data that we've put in, and we've actually gone back an additional year from our last time that we demonstrated this chart. We go all the way back to your January 07 check. But what your January 07 check is based upon November expenses, gas, which means production, and price. So for November of 06, you received that revenue in January of 07. So I wanted to explain that you know, everybody usually knows that you're about 2 months behind, but that's how this works. So for November of 06 production, for January 1st of 07's check, or January, the end of January's, the expenses averaged $3,400. The gas averaged 8,386 MCF, and the price was 601. Now that gives you the overall general trend. With the expenses in green, you can see them here. With gas is in blue, you can see that trend there, and of course price in red, you can see that trend. Now when price is fairly steady and production, you know, it varies a little bit, but it's the overall general trend is it's going to decline some over time. Your checks would remain somewhat constant. And if we click over here to the RASCO tab, what you would come up with is the RASCO well. And you can see that starting in November with gas production, it has remained, every month is going to vary a little bit, but you look at the overall general trend, particularly when you go on over here to September of 08, the overall general trend is fairly constant. The biggest variable every now and then will be an increase in expenses, maybe changing out a compressor or having to upgrade a compressor. That particular month you may have some additional expenses. But you look at the overall general price, when we were back in July of 08, you know, we were getting 1071 in MCF, or 1212 at our peak in August of 08, which of course would have been your October check. Now, if you'll notice over here, there's a little bar, and as you move that bar over, it will take you to 09, the rest of 08 and up through 09, including the revenue that we're just completing right now, which is September's production for your November check, which is what we're doing right now. And as you move that over, you'll see these graphs and how they relate to your check with the data down below here. So I really encourage you to spend some time in understanding this, because I think this will help clarify some of your questions in regards to what's happening with my check. Even though all this information is included on a monthly basis with your revenue check on your JIV statements and revenue form, we wanted to kind of compile this so you could look at it at a glance and kind of see the overall general trend. And we're real happy with the production. It's really just boils down to price with these wells, and that's what has affected the checks so significantly. We're not going to do this every month, but I want to say it's probably been about 5 or 6 months since we last did this, and with prices kind of continuing to go down a little bit, we felt like we would do this again just to kind of help you understand a little bit better. I appreciate it. Thank you.